Hi, Robin of Oxy-Dry. I'm doing just this bedroom and this hallway, I guess we're going to call that. I did a couple of rooms downstairs, and we've got a series of odd-looking stains over here. The customer wasn't sure what they were caused by, but I suspect maybe this is actually a guest room, and maybe the guest, one of the guests had maybe put lotion on their feet and then walked across the floor. Not a good idea. If you're going to put lotion on your feeties, put your socks on immediately, which is what I do every morning. And if you do that, you'll never have that splits and whatever in your heels, which I don't. I got lovely baby soft feet. You're welcome. I know you needed to hear that, but anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, okay. Yeah, so this carpet's in very good shape otherwise, and I'm using a white fiber pad, which I used on the base, the lower area, and then a two-way pad actually. And I've been here before. I think I've been here maybe twice, but for sure once anyway. And last time I cleaned up really well. So now I've just dropped the machine onto the pad driver, and it just dropped into the clutch. I'm going to lock it in like that. And if you do that, you never have to lean the machine on its back, and you don't have to worry about solution coming out of the tank. And I've been doing it this way for, well, 30 years. Not a problem. Okay, so we're going to go over the high traffic areas using the white fiber pad, and you can see there's a few of these marked here, which I pre-treated with the suspend, with the stabilized ClO2 in when I vacuumed everything, and yeah, it's cleaning really well. I don't always, or very often actually, use the two-way pads, but I used to. They were my number one pad for, well, many years actually. But yeah, sometimes they're the right choice, and it's working fine here. So I just posted something on my, I guess it was the last video I posted where I was talking about the news about Orbot USA, and I don't know that I knew that they had sold out to tenants a few years ago, but apparently they've shut down fairly recently. Even their website is shut down, so I guess that means that they've really pulled the plug, and that's quite a dramatic turn of events. You know, Orbot came on the scene 10 or more years ago, I guess. They've been, I think, probably the dominant player in the OP machine market. A very good machine. I have an Orbot, which I bought around 10 years or so ago, or longer, I guess. Let's see, I bought it in 2010, I guess. Anyway, recently, in the last few months, I've noticed some comments from various people saying that they weren't able to get certain parts, or certain things the quality seems to be diminishing considerably with the pads, for example, the Supersorb pads, and having more and more difficulty getting a hold of Orbot. And that's very concerning. You know, you as a professional using whatever machine you're using, you want to be able to address any issues that come up. You know, if you need a part for it, or accessories and whatever, you don't want to have a problem with that. You know, we want to go out every day and use our equipment and know that we can count on the supplier of our equipment to be there when we need them. And so that's really very concerning. And unfortunately, it appears that this is what has actually occurred. And I mentioned in a comment, I guess it was on the set Facebook page, and I said, I think my thinking is that probably Tenet, who is a very large company, I believe, they brought up this manufacturer of a machine that is primarily focused on carpet cleaning. Yes, it'll do other things, hard floors and whatever, but and then they've been developing new models and ones with battery power and the slim Orbot, whatever they call it, and and all these things cost a lot of money, and then it's to do, and then there's been a dramatic downturn in the economy with COVID and everything, and I guess they've just been put between a rock and a hard place, as it were, and their Tenet, the parent company, is they're going to look at the numbers, and if Orbot was either losing money or maybe not making enough of a profit, I suspect they must have been losing money, but maybe they were, I don't know. And I think that there's only so many buyers of these orbital machines out there. I don't think that they're selling anywhere near as much or as many as they were a few years ago. Everybody who wanted one mostly has probably bought them, and I don't think there's a lot of sales happening. And the thing is that maybe a janitorial company, a big firm, might buy one or two to add to their fleet, as it were, but their primary machine is going to be a rotary machine, almost always, because, well, they're cheaper to buy, they're definitely more durable in the long run. Most of the janitors out there, their staff are going to learn pretty quickly how to use them, and they're going to be using them for stripping and that sort of thing, and you don't want to do that with a machine that's worth a few $1,000s like that, and my Orbot, my first one that I bought, it wasn't very long before the paint was peeling off the base like crazy, and that's not impressive for a machine that was a few $1,000s. I did pull it apart a year ago, I guess, and I had it powder coated and everything, and it's all back together, and it's fine, but anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is, and one of the thoughts that's been running through my head is, and I've thought of this before, I really think that the popularity of the orbital machine has reached its peak, and we're on the other side now. I'm not saying that they can't and shouldn't be used. Obviously, they're a fine machine. Lots of guys really like them. And they're a machine that you can hand, especially for commercial, you can hand an employee an orbital machine like the Vibe or any of the Trinity machines with the wheels down, and say, you turn a switch on, and here's the trigger for the spray, and you push it along. It's a very easy machine and quick machines to use and to learn to use and to operate. But there's other factors that come into play as to why a machine is a good choice or not such a great choice. And it's interesting that over the last few years, I have, of course, been consistently saying I think that the rotary is a better choice. And I've had many videos where I've mentioned that and said why I think it is, specifically for residential, but I also think for commercial as well. At least that's my impression and my experience. And I know I can clean faster with this machine, or you could with any 300 machine, 300 RPM, because I cleaned over 3,000 square feet with my Hawk. Did a video a few months back showing that, 6 months ago, I guess. And I've done over 4,000 square feet with this machine, and so speed is not a concern. They can move very fast, is what I'm saying. And then when it comes to this machine, and it's unique because its ability to reconfigure to different sizes, which makes it so much more versatile. And it's a 2-speed, which again, oops, haven't got it in, which again makes it, there we go, makes it so much more versatile. And a rotary is simply a more usable machine. It'll do things that OP can't. So I've been blowing the horn, as it were, about the rotary being a better choice for all along, and more guys that have been using orbital machines are changing over, are changing back. There's a reason for that. I know that there's some guys out there that are adamant that that won't happen, and they would never do that, and that's fine. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying that there's lots of guys out there that have, for various reasons of their own, determined that the better choice for them on a day-by-day basis, they're finding themselves choosing their rotary machines. There's a reason. But anyway, it's not a big deal, whatever you choose to use. I mean, there's guys out there that are cleaning all day long using Norks, for crying out loud. That's fine. If that's the limit you want to put on yourself, that's your business. I'm certainly not going to be cleaning, like that 6-story condo building I did the other day and posted a video. I'm not going to be cleaning that with an arc. Can you do it? Absolutely. Should you do it? Well, if that's the machine you have, then do it. I'm not going to. And look how easy this is to use. And that's the thing that, one of the things I just really like is how easily you can maneuver the rotary. And that's one of the things that, one of the comments I get from people all the time is, it's so easy to use when you understand how to use it. There's been, I guess one of the things I notice is the false information that a lot of guys have perpetuated regarding the rotary machine over the years. And when I saw things like that, well, it only cleans one side of the fiber, which is not true. It only spins in one direction, implying that it's only cleaning the fiber from one direction. In fact, that's what they say, which again is not true. And other, and people saying, well, you can't go up to the edge of the wall because, well, it'll be too hard, you'll lose control. And I show it almost every video I do, how easy it is. You're not going to win if you lie. We want to know the truth. And one of the things I've done on my videos is I've just said, here's what I think, here's what I'm learning, here's my experience, take it or leave it. I'm not selling something, so I haven't had an agenda. Now I am saying that this particular machine, now over the last few months I've said, yep, this is the machine I recommend. But I didn't do that. I didn't choose this because I was going to expect it to make any money doing that. That was not my motivation. My motivation is, I'm just going to tell you guys out there who are watching what I experience. I'm going to share my experience with you, and it's what you do with it, that's up to you. But You know, for many years, there's been a lot of negativity about the rotary, and I have consistently in my videos said, no, the rotary's a good choice. It's a viable choice. Maybe it's even a better choice. And unfortunately for Orbot and the guys that have bought them, and I have two, it looks like we now have orphans. And that can be a problem, because now you're, you know, when it comes to proprietary parts for your machine, what are you going to do? That's the problem. My wife told me the other, when I was talking to my wife about it, she says, well, are you going to sell it? And I'm thinking, well, maybe I should, because what's going to happen if, you know, down the road, eventually something will break that maybe you can't get a replacement part for, although most of the parts are not proprietary, but there will be some things that are. And then what do you do? That's a serious problem, or could be, unless somebody picks up the company, which I suppose that could happen. And Karcher actually does have their version of it, but I don't know whether or not they're actually building it, or was Orbot making it and just, you know, painting it a different color and putting the Karcher brand on it. I don't know, but I guess that's a possibility. We should find that out. Make a call to Karcher. Ask them, do you still make the Vibe? Or no, they call it the Taz actually. But that'd be interesting to know. Let's find out. I'll try and remember to do that. Anyway, I guess we'll take a look at, I'll move this over here and then we'll take a look at the pad. By the way, you can see that all those marks came out while I was blabbing away. Let's take a look. I don't expect to see anything of any consequence on this pad. Oh, let's turn it around. Turn it around. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I expected that. Okay, we'll let you go. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.